called home by my 14 years old because my 16 years old tried to k*ll herself because of trauma, and I don't know what to do. My daughter F14 called me earlier today frantically holding back tears saying my eldest was trying to k*ll herself. ABD had slashed her neck up. I drove home as fast as I could and ran into my kid's room as she was laying on the floor huddled up holding the knife. I had to pull it out of her hands and cuddled her. Hearing my daughter cry, honestly it's hard to explain, but I can feel the hurt she felt in every tear. She tells me she doesn't want to live anymore, that she's filthy and deserved what happened to her, and that she would rather die than continue living. Even though I cuddled her and got a doctor to look at her, I found that she's been cutting again. I don't know what to do. Do I send her to the mental ward again? I honestly don't know. Husband told me I'm putting lipstick on a pig. I'm 2 weeks postpartum and still have 20/25 lbs to lose. I'm 5 feet 10 inches and 195 pounds, usually around 170/175. I decided to get a spray tan to make myself feel a little less like a marshmallow and asked my husband to watch the baby for an hour so I could go. He asked why I'm even going since it's just like putting lipstick on a pig, and my real issue is not being tan, it's the extra weight. I normally spray tan, but stopped during pregnancy. I told him his comment was rude and he disagreed, saying I'm being too sensitive and it's just a fact. He also used this reference the week before when I was putting on makeup and asked me the same question. I'm really set off at him and not sure how to respond. Looking for ideas to either understand his perspective or how to properly communicate. This is not a nice thing to say. I hate the last words my ex said to me when I broke up with her. She said, "I still love you, whatever it is we can work it out." I hate them because if she loved me she wouldn't have gotten a tattoo with the one guy I told her I didn't like. If she loved me she wouldn't have waited until the very end to go to therapy she herself told me she needed. If she loved me she wouldn't have treated me like **kid when I drove her to 3 different appointments, miles from each other, on the same day. If she loved me she wouldn't have said to me, "I'm still getting used to having a poor boyfriend just because my car didn't have AC." If she loved me she wouldn't have belittled my passions and hobbies. She didn't love me, not truly. She just loved having someone to **ck with, literally and figuratively. I really wish her the best, just far away from me. I heard the moment someone died tonight. We live off of a very busy road and the weather is horrible right now. My husband and I were watching TV when we heard this incredibly loud noise, which I thought was thunder at first. My husband got up to look out the window and said that it was a car wreck. He called 911 and headed over. When I got outside I could see a car that had almost been cut in half by a pole, which was also broken. Husband couldn't get to the car because power lines were in the road. We stood and watched, hoping that somehow the person in the car would make it out alive. Unfortunately that was not the case. I feel so terrible for and thinking about the family that is about to get a call that no one ever wants to get. Please hug your loved ones extra tonight. Edit, thank you so much for all the comments. The Tetris thing is wild. Red heart. I just had an abortion and my partner removed the condom without telling me. I, 24F, recently had an abortion just 4 days ago. My partner, 30M, and I decided to have **x, and I was very clear with him that he needed to use a condom because I'm extremely fertile. I also told him I was afraid it might hurt, and to his credit, he kept checking in on me during the intercourse for the most part. However, he took the condom off midway without telling me, and I only realized after the fact. When I brought it up, he acted like it wasn't a big deal and dismissed my concerns. Now, I'm left feeling really bad about the whole situation, especially given what I just went through. The fact that he was checking in on me and being kind has me conflicted. Am I thinking too deeply about this? How should I approach this situation? Should I bring it up again and confront him? I just need to tell people I did this. The washing machine in my apartment had been struggling for the past few weeks. Yesterday it died on me. Here's what I did. I need a washing machine, so I looked on Facebook Marketplace and found a decent one for a reasonable price. Only trouble is, I don't have a car big enough to fit it in. What to do? There is a car dealership 15 minutes from where I live, so I walked in and saw a truck that would easily hold the machine comfortably. I asked if I could take it for a test drive, filled out a form, picked up my buddy Frank, and boom, I had the means to grab what I needed, and an hour later I had the washing machine in my house all fitted in. Took the truck back to the dealership and asked if I could mull the decision over. I feel like I've hacked the system. Anyway, thanks for reading. I overheard a cute conversation on campus this week. This time it was two gym brothers behind me in line. I watched that show with the Asian lady. Yeah? What's that? It's corny, but she goes to people's houses, and she looks at their stuff. I heard about that. And what's cool is like, she can make their lives better just by cleaning up. Yeah? There were some who are, immigrants, and they get too much stuff in the house, and she's like, why are you holding on to this? And they're like, it's all I have left of my home country, and she's like, does that really help you moving forward? And they're like, you're right, I should think about my future. I feel that. My dorm looks really good now after I watched that lady. That's dope. Edit, the show they were talking about was Tidying Up with Marie Kondo on Netflix. My 8-year-old turned off my alarm so I could sleep, and I woke up around 9:30 this morning and she was snuggled up against me with her school Chromebook, camera off, doing her live lesson and even scribbling down notes. Showered, teeth brushed, and a warm bowl of oatmeal on the table next to my bed. She also knocked out over half of her assignments while I was peacefully snoring away. Honestly, I'm F***king speechless. I've always had issues sleeping properly, due to anxiety, if I had to guess. Instead of taking my being tired/irritable personally, she grabbed it and ran in the opposite direction. The most thoughtful thing anyone has ever done for me came from an 8-year-old. Edit, I don't know what these awards do specifically, but they did make feel even more fuzzy, which is what counts. Red heart, thanks guys. Please give me more cute stories. Even if I'm slow to respond, I really enjoy reading them. What should I do about my super loud neighbor that scream masturbates at 2 a.m? Didn't know where else to put this weird one, so it's here. IG LOL. So for the past 3 days straight, my upstairs neighbor, I live in apartments, has been masturbating crazy loud for about an hour, sometimes more, which is oddly impressive, at 2 in the morning. I can hear so clearly I can tell it's just her, before someone asks. I'm obviously trying to sleep. It feels rude to like, bang on the roof or something. She has as much a right to do her business as anybody, but I'm getting frustrated. I have never heard anybody scream and moan this loud. I need some quiet so I can sleep, but I don't know what I can do. I don't like the idea of sleeping with earplugs or being rude, and I am not going up there. Anybody have suggestions? Thanks. Why is it okay to K*LL a cow, but the second you have S*X with it, it is animal cruelty? Please read before you downvote. Okay, before you downvote me into oblivion, at least hear me out. I am not a vegetarian or into bestiality. But I read a news article about a guy who had S*X with one of his cows, and he was sent to prison and all his animals were taken away from him under the guise of animal cruelty. I found it kind of hypocritical that if he had shot the cow in the head with a bolt gun, skinned it, cut out its internal organs and ate them, no one would even bat an eyelid. He could have used a giant rubber D***ck to forcibly impregnate it so it would lactate, and then K*LL its child to make veal, and this would not be considered cruelty. Yet an act that caused neither the animal nor human harm is a felony. Seems kind of hypocritical in my opinion. Thoughts?